What's my background looking like? Oh, it's all right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special launch. It's the much anticipated launch of the Soul Keepers of Glenormiston South by the amazing Nikki Martin. Welcome.
Hello, darling. Hello, everyone. How are you, Karen?
I am giggling because we just love the whole thing of Nikki Martin and what happens behind the scenes before we go live.
My
Can
God.
we
I
show
listen
everybody
to
your
the other.
special cup? Can we show everyone your special cup? Oh, isn't
Well,
that divine?
the sauce is what's really divine, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
So pretty.
So
Yes, my cup of
special.
tea.
So
Yes, darling.
special. But we are here today to talk about this amazing book, which is what? Book 5 that you have written. And you don't write small books. There's 418 pages in this baby. And it's a book that just kept going and going. So let's go back to the beginning of this book, Calling to Be Written. Can you go back there? Can you remember? I'm not going to bring any trauma to you.
Oh gosh, there's no trauma involved. Actually, this book, the first line where I wrote this beautiful, beautiful book was the first paragraph. Actually, was written at Crum Castle in Ireland, 2019. And then one of the major scenes that really took over the book and some of the better readers have loved was actually written in Glenormiston South in my mother's little green kitchen. And there's just so much into this book. Like, obviously, I wrote Soul Keepers of Glenormiston South to put Glenormiston South on the map because it's my childhood home. I love it dearly. It's the most beautiful area, and it really does remind me so much of Ireland. And when my twin and I went to Ireland, we connected with it so much because it felt like we were home. So yeah. I haven't answered your question, have I?
Well, it's all the crack in the pubs, really, isn't it, over there that gets you, it makes you feel at home. But like, who would have known in 2019 that Victoria would have went through the past 2 years that it's went through? So here we are. You are now flying the flag for Victoria in this collection, and you're bringing it home to Glenormiston, and you're like, let's talk about, we're going to bring Jess on, who's the cover artist, and she's our special guest. But you had such a vision for this book. You really had a very powerful vision that was being fed to you about what this cover needed to look like, what the story was about, what the theme of the book is going to be. There's so many elements in it, and you just stuck with it and just pulled it all together, and you're so proud of it, aren't you?
I'm so super duper proud. I really am. I mean, obviously Mother Earth, wanting to protect Mother Earth and we've all got to pull our socks up if we're going to have kids, but just on the map, putting Victoria on the map with this collection. I mean, really, it just started with the Soul Keepers of Glenormiston South and wanting to put the Western District on the map. And then as the book started to develop, and the better readers came back to me and they said, we need more of Maxwell Black, who is a character in the book. And he's a side character, but he's a very important character. But he's now got a 60,000 word book to himself that's not finished, and that's going to be Nurat, which is called Obsidian Souls. And that's when I realised that the Victoria collection had to evolve. So now it stems to country towns that I absolutely adore, Inglewood, and of course coming back to Frankston, Sweetwater Creek, where I have been residing for 21 years. So it really is, it's a tribute to my absolute love and passion to Victoria and some of the most beautiful little towns. And as I've said numerous of times, a lady in Switzerland said, maybe I can do for Victoria what Outlander did for Scotland. Who knows?
And we will love you for it.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. That is it, though, isn't it? You are bringing it home. You absolutely are. We have got comments galore here, and I'm going to share a few in a moment. We have lots of people watching, but you have grown so much as an author, haven't you? And I've been on this journey with you since the beginning, since 13 and Underwater, and the Giving series as well. That has evolved tremendously. But haven't you evolved as an author? Isn't it amazing?
Absolutely. My God, if I look back to how, if I could rewrite 13 now, it would be like just another beautiful book, even though it still is beautiful, but you never stop learning. And I think if you've got your craft or your art or whatever it is, if you stop learning, then what's the point of continuing? Like, I just want to reach a peak and then keep learning and developing and strengthening what I do now. So it just is so sublime. So yeah, I've loved the journey, Karen. I've loved your support. We have so many wonderful authors around Australia that are so happy to give their support, and you know, I just feel so blessed in this field to have all the beautiful people that we have around us.
You are now one of those leading authors because people are now looking up to you and how you do it. And like, I know the marathons you do when you're in this writing, trajectory, shall we call it? That's a word we're pulling into this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these books just call to be written, and you actually show up and write them out. So what is the longest stint you've done?
The longest writing period that I've done, I mean, yes, I've had a break. I've gone to the loo, I've made a cuppa, I've fed the kids, was a 19-hour stint. And, of course, this year it's been a little bit difficult because I've still been doing some long hauls. Like I did 9 hours a couple of weeks ago, but that was in between assessments and work placement. So I've been juggling a little bit. But in saying that, I have written close to 150,000 words in the last 7 months on top of getting Soul Keepers organised and out into the world in between assessments. So I've still managed to put writing as a massive priority. And now I'm working.
Everyone is clapping.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, and you know, I'm so honoured to be working in the mental health field now. I signed my employer little contract a couple of weeks ago, but I'm only doing that part-time because I still want to obviously finish my course and continue writing these books because they really are my passion, and that's what keeps me mentally healthy and happy writing.
Absolutely. So let's talk about mental health, because mental health is a big part of your writing. You know, you started with the amazing story of 13 and Underwater, and that was a story that has helped many families and will continue to, and you have been speaking around that book and everything. It is a non-fiction, but even through all of your books, you know, it's a very strong theme. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I just think, I mean, it's different nowadays, but, you know, back in the day, there was, you know, so much ignorance and stigma attached to mental health. And, you know, it's nothing for any of us to be ashamed of, whether we have a bit of anxiety, depression, you know, or some of the more serious issues like, you know, schizophrenia, bipolar. You know, we're human beings and not made in a perfect mold. And what's perfect anyway? I love the fact that we're all so different. But you know, we really have to look after our mental health, and if we can assist somebody else in the care of their mental health, you know, that's what it's all about. We're here for such a short time. If we can't help our fellow human, then, you know, then we've got some issues that we need to sort out. But the Given trilogy certainly does contain a lot of mental health issues, and just sort of you know, elaborating a little bit more on the care and the support and friendship of how we can sort of work around that. Soul Keepers, you know, I'm still touching on little bits of mental health. You know, some of the characters are counsellors, or, you know, Headspace has been turned into Headscope. That's been mentioned. But essentially Soul Keepers is, I suppose, about the mental health of Mother Earth. Can I say that, Karen? Yes. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. About, you know, because Mother Earth, you know, let's talk about the Mother Earth aspect of this book, because this is your heart and soul are in it, and to getting us to get our heads around and being responsible for the future of our world. So can you speak on that and why you're so passionate about that?
Yeah. Well, I think all of us are a huge fan of David Attenborough, and no one can say it better than the man himself. But, you know, being a massive nature lover, watching his documentaries, reading his book, A Life on Our Planet, you know, the impact of what us human beings have done to the earth, climate change, you know, so many other things, you know, all our beautiful wildlife and animals being destroyed by, you know, what's in the ocean, pollutions, etc., etc. It's such a massive topic. I could bang on about it, but I'll try to keep it brief. But basically, I'm so passionate as a nature lover, as a gardener, even the bees, you know, that we can all do our part to, you know, to look after Mother Earth, you know, because really, if we don't do something about it, it really is dire. And I think a lot of people don't realise how dire the situation is. A lot of people do, but there are a lot of people that don't, that just, you know, going about their day-to-day lives, and you know, in 60 to 90 years, there might not be a plan. Really don't, you know, turn things around now. And that's from David Attenborough's mouth. So, you know, we've got to listen to the
And
man.
so absolutely, and it's, you know, it's something we all have to be responsible for our next generations, and it's very current topic. You know, it's a very current topic that you are approaching here to get the conversation going around it, but also entertaining us with amazing, very strong characters and storylines, so that we can engage and really get into the book. But it's the whole conversation around the, you know, that we can have around this subject.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I have kept in mind, as I do with all my writing, I'm solely writing to entertain another fellow human that needs to escape from their world, no matter what's going on in their life at the time. So although I do touch on these issues and topics, I do try not to go too deep, because I really am trying to lift the reader and entertain them and just take them away from whatever issues or worries they've got going on in their life. So, yeah.
Oh, you do bring us away into other realms and worlds and all of these enchanting things. Amazing. I'm just going to pull up some of the comments, because you've got a cheer squad going on here. So I want you to feel the love. And hello to everyone who's watching. If you have a question for Mickey Martin, please post it in the comments, because we can see them here. So here we have the amazing Karen de Ritter. Congratulations, Mickey. We adore.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Danielle Line, who is an amazing part of this process as well, isn't she? Everyone's showing the love.
She's a dream. She's a dream. Thank you, Danielle. Good to see you, honey. Well, your picture anyway.
Patricia Lovell. Hello, great to be here. Congratulations. Can't wait to read it. Here we go. And we have the wonderful Kelly Van Nelson. Congratulations on another book launch. You are amazing. She is prolific, hey? It's really inspiring, you know, absolutely. And the wonderful Danielle Aitken, can't wait to read it, Michelle. And there is another, one from Danielle. She said, fantastic, you were so authentic, love that. And that's when you were talking about mental health and Mother Earth. Amazing. Another one, Sally Taylor. Hello, Sally. Love you, Mickey Martin. Congratulations on Soul Keepers. And I think we have someone sending love here. Marika Mason. And one more, the whole way from Canada. Hello to you both. So happy for you, Mickey. Thank you for, is it getting up early, I believe, to say hello, or maybe staying up late. Wow. There we go.
That is beautiful.
You feel the love, don't you? Everyone's showing up.
That is so lovely. Everybody, for your comments, thank you so much. And you're all such a massive part of my community. And, yeah, I just love you dearly. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Before we bring Jess up, I want to challenge everyone who's watching, and to get your copy of Soul Keepers whenever it comes, because of course you've bought one, and get a selfie with it and share it in your networks and have the conversation around Mother Earth. I challenge you to do that, because by having that conversation, by sharing the visuals and this beautiful cover, we can change things, and once we start doing it, it has a ripple effect, isn't it? Look at these flowers.
Yeah,
are these the roses?
I know. I just thought for the better readers that have read Souls, the rainbow element is a pretty big part of the book. And then my son's beautiful little girlfriend Ella bought me these today, and aren't they so suited to the launch day? Rainbow roses. So I thought we needed a bit of colour.
Yes, absolutely. As if you're not colourful enough, you know. We love them. We love the roses. Beautiful, beautiful element. Okay, we are going to welcome Jess up. I'm just going to get rid of this banner so that we don't hide. Welcome, Jess Fowler.
Hello.
What a job you have done. So I'm going to chat to you first, and then I'm going to ask Michelle something about how she found you and all of this kind of stuff. But what has it been like bringing this vision to life?
It has been amazing. So good. I mean, apart from the fact that I now have a friend for life in Mickey, oh my God, I adore her so much. But the actual creating the cover was just amazing. I've never actually done a cover art for a novel before, so it was a bit nerve-wracking, I guess you could say, to start with. But geez, this lovely lady just made it just made it blissful. She really, really did. And it's just as an experience, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can't even talk. It's so good. So excited for it.
For me, it was like serendipity. You know, we used to we're destined to work together, and look at the beautiful artwork behind you. That's part of it, isn't it? It's just so gorgeous. And you were destined to work together because not only are you from Glenormiston, aren't you? You know,
I've married into the area, so I've been here for about 15 years. But yeah,
but you're there. You know,
I am there. Yes.
Yeah, for Mickey Martin to come and find you and commission you. And I remember when you were talking about commissioning someone for the art for this book, you had such a strong channeling of you know, you knew what you wanted, and then you met Jess and gave her the brief, and by goodness did she bring it to life. Can you share, Michelle, about that process?
Absolutely. And I'll just give a quick bit of background for those who don't know Glenormiston. There's two main streets with houses, and my mother was on this street for nearly 40 years, and the one behind where the Quicks paddocks in the middle of the two streets, and Jess has lived there. So while my mother was still living and I visited there for the last 10 years, Jess was living on the street behind my mother's. So it's amazing. So I first found Jess. All my high school friends, everyone who knows me knows how much I love Glenormiston, always have. And there was a friend that supported me after Mum passed away. It was Mum's next door neighbour. She tagged me in a photo, which is behind Jess, the Black Skates of Neurat. And she tagged me and she said, "Oh, Michelle, you'll love this photo, this painting." And I thought, holy hell, that woman painted it. An artist. I wonder if she'd be interested in doing something completely unique for me for Soul Keepers. So I reached out to her thinking, well, I've got no idea what this woman's like and if she's even keen to do a humble little book cover. And boy, was she ever. We connected straight away, and it's just been a beautiful thing. Just take over. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, yeah. No, so blessed by just everything. The life is so very good now, and it has just been made even better by pointing to you right there. There we go. Just wonderful. Love you so much. And the book is phenomenal. Absolutely amazing.
Yes,
when you sent me, when you sent me the manuscript and I read through it, honestly, I could not stop. I think I got through it in about 2 days, which with a little tacker, you know, to take care of is a pretty big thing. But I couldn't stop reading. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved the characters, and I loved how, you know, I can look out my front yard and I can see where things are set in this beautiful, magical book. And it's so special, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that Mickey asked me to be a part of it. It's awesome.
Isn't it that she shines a big glowing light into your life? Not only are you now a cover artist, you know, you are also you've now got a friend for life. So it's been a huge journey, and it's so beautiful to watch from behind the scenes, because I would get little sneaky peeks of things. Oh, Karen, let me show you this, and I was like, and just hearing about the journey, and even the physical journey that Mickey Martin would come and, you know, and meet you, and you know, for you to be able to connect, even the way that the world is, it's just really special and absolutely destined to be. So I look forward to seeing what happens in the future with you guys. But huge congratulations. We have some beautiful messages here for you too, Jess, and congratulations on your first book cover, Jess. Beautiful artwork. Carolyn says, welcome, Jess. And Danielle says, it's a fabulous cover. Well done, Jess. See? And
Thank
Patricia,
you.
Patricia says, great, mesmerizing artwork. There you go. You enchant us all with your artwork, Jess.
Thank
So
you.
watch this space, I say. I watch this space. We'll be talking about this and then see where Jess is in 10 years' time. You know, it's amazing. It is amazing.
Well, maybe I'll be lucky, and I'll still be painting covers for Mickey.
Yes.
Well, I've already commissioned. Well, I haven't paid her yet, but I'm commissioning Jess for Obsidian Souls book 2, because I mean, really, how unique is this cover? And you know, the locals, you know, they know where those gates are. And you know, I used to ride my push bike every day back and forward when I was working in Terang. So it really is like, I'll shut up next, I babble and I get excited, but it's just so fantastic. I'm so excited. It's beautiful. The connection of everyone coming together working on this book, it truly is. It's not just about me. It's about Glenormiston. It's about all the locals of Terang and the Western District, and it really is something I'm hoping that will be celebrated and I don't know, just loved.
Isn't it? We just feel the love and then everything else falls into place. And do you know what? It doesn't happen unless you show up and write the stories, Michelle. So huge, gratitude to you. Absolutely. Jess, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you and for everyone on here to meet you. So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing the future projects that you two work on, because they're just
love
going
you,
to be
Jess.
Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, Jess. We've just put you
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Well, isn't it such a treat?
Isn't she a darling?
And whenever you find that artist that you work that you connect with and work and align with, so because your values aligned and things like that, it's just magic, and that is something to treasure. It's the same with children's picture books and things like that. That connection
absolutely
makes it all so much more harmonious, isn't it?
Oh, it's such a joy. It's so wonderful to celebrate it with her as well, because, people that love her art, because she's a prolific award-winning artist. So people that know her and her art are like, I'll just buy the book for your cover. And I thought, that'd be great. So, she's really, really just phenomenal. And I'm so excited because I'm going back home to Glenormiston next weekend, and I'll be able to see Jess and give her a big hug. Thank you, COVID, for behaving. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
And we all want to see that image of you holding the book outside the gates. That'll be amazing, won't it? It's just
I didn't even think about that, Karen. Tick on the to-do list. I love that idea. Well done.
I'll send you a list. So we don't want to give away all the storyline, but why should people grab this book now and bring it into their lives? Because people, this whole escapism and everything that's wonderful in your stories, and if somebody hasn't read Mickey Martin yet, why should they start with Soul Keepers?
Well, it's so different to the Given trilogy. It's a lot lighter, but look, there's some better readers that have reviewed the book. Oh, can I speak? No. That have reviewed the book, and all of their comments are just absolutely mind-blowingly humbling. I can't even tell you. Why would you read Soul Keepers? It's just such a beautiful book. You're in the landscape of Glenormiston. You're immediately in the region of the Western District, and you can feel the power of the land. Like, there's so much history to the land itself. The Glenormiston College, it's such an iconic place in the Western District. And, the characters, of course, like all my characters, as Carolyn Wren once called my characters, a cast of colourful characters they are indeed. And all their personalities are so different, and they've got a lot of strength-based characters, and that's the wrong word, but just bear with me. I haven't got an editor here to fix me up. But look, the characters are strong, the plot's just divine, and it really is, it's just a beautiful read. And if anyone reads it and they don't love it, God, please let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you so I know what to do for the next one. Fix it up.
That's not going to happen. But, with your characters, just before, Carolyn says Mickey writes wonderfully strong characters. See, there we go. Can I ask you about your characters? Are they based on real life people, or an amalgamation of real life people, or are they totally made up in your imagination and we get to enjoy them?
They are totally made up in my imagination, based on some real characters of my heart and my life. And can I share one little snippet that doesn't give anything away?
Yes,
it's
please.
Tribute to my mum.
Yes.
Okay, so Red and the Gatekeepers Cottage is the house I grew up in, and my mother's house. And I've actually met the guy that lives there, and he's a reader, and he's written I think he's published as well. Patrick, if you're watching this at all, but he's delighted that he actually lives in, he said, the Gatekeepers Cottage.
Yeah.
So it's really super duper cool. So yes, I have changed names for some, but really, I mean, like all my characters, they are completely made up, but I take little snippets of people that I respect and adore and pay a tribute to them in that way.
Oh, amazing. Well, can we officially declare this book launched on the 11th of the 11th, 2021?
We certainly
Everybody
can. We
join
certainly
us in
can.
a
Yay!
big share of hands and hearts in the comments. I should have some music going on in the background. But a
Let me just
beautiful
get my
book.
violin out. Yeah. Thank you so much. I know I need to restring it, but Karen, thank you always for your support and, you know, putting up with all my questions and just me in general. I absolutely adore you and I love working with you, and I'm so grateful for everything you do behind the scenes, because I know it's a lot and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Mwah, mwah.
Always forever on the journey, but thank you for showing up, because there's no show without punch, hey? We need
That
you
is
there.
true.
We've got lots of love in the comments. Joe Lancuba, we love you, Joe. Sally, yay! Carolyn, yay, we're launched. All the flowers coming. And Danielle has given us a little sneaky peek. She says, oh, Patricia says, thank you. Lee Hare, who launched at the weekend, it says congratulations. And Danielle
Thank you,
Lynn
Lee.
says, everyone will fall in love with Max. Oh, there we go.
Oh yes, there are some big Max fans, and you know what? Yep, book two is dedicated to those beautiful people that wanted more of Max. So the readers want, and I give it to them.
Oh, you're such a giver. We love it. We love it so much. So thank you everyone for joining us for this official launch. If you haven't already, go and grab the Kindle edition on Amazon, because we're hanging out around number 10 and we want to get, we want to get to number 1 with this book. So please go and grab it. Ask your friends to grab it. They will not regret it. Because it's just an amazing read. And honestly, even if you're not a reader, go into this world and share, and wait till you see it'll shift your perspective on all things. Michelle is an amazing writer. Amazing. Thank you so much, Michelle. I did say I was going to call her Michelle, didn't I? Mickey Martin. She's frozen. Come on, unfreeze before we get to say goodbye. No. Oh goodness. Okay, well there we are. She striked a pose for the end of our launch. She loves everyone and absolutely wants everyone to go and grab it. Tell your friends about it and share the love. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.